Welcome to the show, Dr. Micah Kigen. We are here to improve the exchange of ideas in our beautiful nation, Kenya, ahead of elections. We are talking to Dr. Kigen, who is the chairman of the Orange Democratic Movement in Elgeyo Marakwet. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Andrew.
Kigen, yeah. How do you see your chances in this election? You are running for MP?
I'm running for MP for Keyo South.
Yes.
And I would say my chances are 90%. Simply because of my consistency. I've been in Orange Democratic Party for the last 16 years, from 2006, during the inception of ODM. And why I insisted, because Kalenjins were in Kano. And in 2007, they voted overwhelmingly in ODM. And they voted all the leaders, including Dr. William Ruto, in ODM. And thereafter, maybe most people don't know, it was the people themselves who went to ODM. And the leadership of Rift Valley were not pleased. When the people had already gone, they had to follow the people, and immediately after the election, they made sure, as leadership led by Honorable William Ruto, return the people to what or to where they wanted. And that is why William Ruto eventually had to form a party called URB at that time. People also, since they were turned back to URB, most of the people, they were not happy because they didn't see why we should leave ODM. Yet all the leadership were elected in ODM, and they didn't see a reason, because the reason which the leadership of Rift Valley explained to the people is that we voted overwhelmingly for Raila Amolo Odinga. We fought until Raila Amolo Odinga got primacy and the half of the government. And number two, they seeded Mao as one of the causes why Rift Valley leadership were not in talking position with Raila Amolo Odinga. Rift Valley, as we say, it is half-half. As much as people think we are 100% behind this UDA, we have been sojourners, and true to the fact that Rift Valley, we are cattle rearing people. Cattle rearing people normally move. So, but now we have now moved even on ourselves in parties. Kalenjins are now on the 6th party from Kano to UDA now is the 6th party. For us who are in opposition in Rift Valley is that we have convinced our people that can we do a stock of what parties have done for them. And we found that there is none.
So what do you think are the main challenges you face as the chairman of a party that is not, is it very popular in your area?
It is not popular, but what we are trying to tell the people, and we have been trying for the last, since when I started my first entry into politics in 2007, when all of us were in ODM. Of course, we were many, and there were reasons why I was not elected, because first I was personal assistant to P-Ward, and we were fighting P-Ward to dethrone P-Ward, and most people, of course, didn't believe that I was going against the boss, because I was his personal assistant then. So
you were contesting under ODM at
yes,
the same time?
in 2007.
Okay.
That was my first entry into political and leadership arena. And 2013, I did not enter into politics because my friend called Jackson Kiptanui He was my favorite after when I was drawn, or after he defeated us in the 2007. I supported him. I didn't see why I should also oppose him in 2013. So 2017, I went back through ODM, and I became number 2. And our people, our Elgeyo Marakwet people, have understood electing a person than the party. So even then, the government became more stronger on my side, because what they said was, when they saw that I was winning, they dispatched one of the ministers and the professionals of Elgeyo Marakwet, those who are holding positions in the government, and informed them that they have to deliver that seat to Jubilee then. So that is how again I was drawn. So this time round, we have talked with the people, and the people have told me, never try to come back to UDA, because they have understood my capacity as a person who works for the people, as a person who wishes well for our people, but the rest of the party elected, because it is actually party elected people. But for me, it is not about party. And they have understood that party will never work for them. It is just an individual who is going to work for them. And that is why they are embracing my candidature come 9th of this August.
How many other people are contesting under ODM in that area?
In my constituency, no. I'm the only one. But there are a lot of MCAs who are contesting. And also in some other areas, we have also MP contestants. But in my constituency, I'm the only one, which means come the nomination time, I will be automatically given the certificate because I'm unopposed.
How do you see the chances of the UDA in Rift Valley generally?
The chance of UDA in Rift Valley, yes, it is the local party. And what, even right now, I've just come from studio, what I'm telling our people and the advice that I'm giving our people is that every election year we have a new party. From 2007, we have a new party. Every 5 years we have a new party. I've told our people, we have to resist these new parties, because the same people who were there 5 years ago, and now it is the new whatever, they want to camouflage themselves and think that they are the different monkeys. It is the same monkeys in the other forest coming with these other forests. So I tell them now, we have to watch these leaders, because they have brainwashed our people by saying, if it reaches a certain point, we are being sacrificed, or our man is being sacrificed. What informs them that that person is being sacrificed? What informs them that this person is going to salvage them? I've informed them clearly that Ruto has been the deputy president for the last 9 years in this country, and he has been part of the presidency. Let us call it the last 5 years of the first term. The Ruto was like the president, de facto, almost de facto president. Uhuru accepted him to run the government. I'm telling our people, what has Ruto done at that time that he wants now to go and do for our people when he's the president? Yet he was running this country. None. You go to Kisumu, you go to Mombasa, you go to Central, you go to everywhere, Nakuru, you can see development, you can feel there's some change. But when you come to Eldoret, for the last 20 years, Uganda Road is passing in the middle of the town. Even 1 year, they would have done a bypass. They have been trying to do a bypass since then, since 2014. Up to now, it has never been completed. What makes it not be completed? Is it because Ruto doesn't want to open up for our people? He wants our people to remain, they call it, our people don't have network. They need to push their area. So for now, in this case, he doesn't want to push the area of our people, for them to know how the other world or how the other counties are developing. This is the question I have for William Ruto and the leadership of Rift Valley. Because at the end of the day, once our people have elected MP, once our people have elected governors and senators and women rep, they become worship. They are like idols. They are worshiping an idol. Instead of serving the people, they go and worship Ruto. And Ruto redirect them on what to do, which means they become inept because they have to do what is being told. They don't want one of them to succeed and open up our people's eyes. And this is why I'm against. Because people has to be left to prosper in their own country.
He wants to control everything.
He wants to control everything. Political, wealth generation, all this. For example, look at before the president intervened and said there is no importation of maize. Now maize, we are selling at 3,200. When he was himself the Minister of Agriculture, he used to import. We used to import thousands of tons of maize. And our maize we were selling at 1,200. Yet some people said he brought down the price of fertilizer. But he brought down the price of fertilizer, and at the same time, he killed the produce, that is the maize, the wheat. We were selling at the lower prices. Now, our people, if you talk to our people in Rift Valley, they are now happy with the selling of our maize and wheat, because it is now fetching, even though we are requesting the government, because that is a killer, is the fertilizer, at least to come down.
For the
So
price?
The price of fertilizer is now going to 6,000, of which at that time we were buying at 2,000 plus. If the price of fertilizer comes down, then we are home and dry with our produce.
Then there is the issue of if Ruto wins. You saw what happened at Moi University, whereby some of his close allies went to force the Vice Chancellor out. Do you think Ruto will be able to control his people, the inner groups?
What I can say is that whatever it is happening, Henry, is Ruto is behind everything that his people are doing. He's the one who is directing them to do. You want to tell me today, Sudi, Oscar Sudi can come and accuse the family of the president without the blessing of Ruto?
No.
It can't. So, he's the chair of all this, simply because when the president could not see eye to him, he invected also to the leadership of Rift Valley. And that is why for the last 4 years, there's nothing going on in Rift Valley. Because our leadership cannot even sit and comprehend what is the problems of my people on the ground. The government money you can only access by coming up with prioritization of your people and having a document that has been done professionally and now going through the ministries for prioritization. What time do they have, apart from morning to evening, accusing the president, accusing the family of the president, accusing Raila Amolo Odinga because of handshake, because of bringing peace to this country? So I'm telling the deputy president, he has to man up as much as he wants to lead this country. The people of this country are not fools. He has been talking about there is no lack of fools, or there is no fools in this country. I want to say there is no fools, yes. People are watching him. Every moment he's talking about Mudu Mudogo, Mama Mboga, Mudu ya Pikipiki, hustle a nation. Yes, it is good to be concerned, but is he saying the truth? Or he wants to jump on them and go to wherever he wants to go? I don't think in 1 year of his presidency, if he becomes the president, I don't think this Mama Mboga will be talking. I don't think these Pikipiki people will be talking. I don't think these hustlers will even be talking about Ruto. He has reached where he is going, and I'm warning also the hustler nation. Be wary of the words and actions and deeds of the deputy president, because it's not true. How do you come? You are the deputy president here, you are still in the government, and you are talking against the government. And you want to form the government. How do you want to be treated when you are in the government? So what I'm saying in Rift Valley is that we have been taken to the wrong route, of which our elders, and I listen to our elders, is that what the deputy president and our leadership is doing is wrong. The unfortunate part of it, they have despised the warnings, the advice of our elders. Our elders have been rendered helpless. Our professionals have been rendered helpless because they cannot be called around for any advice, for any fine-tuning of how Kalenjin leadership should go and how our people should be governed and how our areas of Rift Valley should be developed. All these people have devised. They know it all, of which they know nothing, because they only want to talk, they want to be in the TV, and here nothing is happening. I'm sorry to say this, but I have to say for the sake of our people.
How do you see the coalition making, like this joining with the Mudavadi, Amani coalition, and so on, and the chances in central Kenya?
Andrew, if you look at the first thunder, it was called earthquake. The first thunder, the earthquake hit partly on ANC, which is Mudavadi himself. He was throwing the earthquake to other people, but now it hit on him. Look at, does he have any leadership? In his party now, the MPs, the governors moved to Azimio, all of them. And TAP, the Eugene Wamalwa's party now is the beneficiary because of what he did. He did not console. And I want to say, and I've been saying this in many other interviews that I do in other stations, is that Mudavadi went to this coalition with bitterness. Now, all this bitterness is because he found himself locked out of Western and Watangula. So when they found themselves, they have been locked, particularly the last declaration in Pugungu on the 31st of December, that Oluya people, communities will pack Azimio. Now they found themselves, who are they going to talk to? Two, because Otwali had already forewarned them and say, please, let us sit down, let us guide our community. They did not listen. Now, he's the biggest loser, and Ruto, I want to tell, in this, it's called Kenya Kwanza, it is only those leadership who are there. Because already Kenyans had a lot of future and the hope in Mudavadi. But now he has spoiled it all. So in this coalition, I don't see anything happening. There is no, in fact, it has even spoiled for Ruto because he had quite a number of support in Central. Now that the central people are touting what did they discuss, and two, in the formation up there, you'll see now Ruto, Mudavadi, Wetangula. Where is the central person? There is none. These are a few small people there who are just within him, just because they have been there. So already now there is a lot of misunderstanding in that party. And I want to believe, come May, June, there is no Kikuyu leadership following, or in this Kenya Kwanza. All of them will be where the president wants them to be. And you have heard, the president from 26, 27, will be in Central, telling now their people, this is where I want you to go, and this is where you are safe.
But I saw very big crowds the other day at the weekend. I mean, in Vihiga, I think the Mudavadi and Ruto and so on, or the crowds are deceptive.
Henry, I think you are not new in this country. In any gathering, the same people that will receive the president, the same crowd that will receive Raila, whenever Raila goes, the same crowd that will receive Ruto, the same crowd that will receive Mudavadi. So, people down there, they have nothing to do right now, particularly the economy is down. Most of these gatherings, they are put together from some sections and they are given some little money. So if you are given 200 to attend, and by the end of the day you have one unga, why don't you go? Because you are doing nothing. So these people are not busy. Yeah, the way they say it is hustlers, truly they are hustlers. If you have somewhere you will get at the end of the day 50 shillings, you have to go there. And if it is cheering only, and then you go back home, and you have your 50 bob, why don't you go? So these are not the sign that you are loved. That's not a sign. And what Kenyan politicians do, if you want the other side of the section of the country to see that you are loved, all this cheer crowd, those are well paid crowd to cheer. They are there for hire. That's why you see them electrified. So we want to be genuine to each other. Kenyans who fought are not in that crowd. They are not in that crowd. Kenyans who fought are watching and they are analyzing who is the right leader to rule this country.
What do you think are the Azimio chances if they join up with Kalonzo?
Whether Kalonzo is there and the team Oka or not, Azimio chances is already 70%. Simply because of the steadiness, the way they have planned their thing. And two, you have to know we have been around. For Raila, I want to believe all the chances that he has won, his victory has been snatched all the time. From 2007, 2013 the same, 2017 the same. He has been winning. Even Uhuru and Ruto knows. That is why right now, in every area and before, Ruto made sure that the president links from handshake. He did everything possible. But when we have seen now it is serious, this handshake will not separate. The president, he has stuck with handshake. He has now, in every section or every moment that he goes to address the people, it is the president is addressing. It is the accusation to Raila, it is to Azimio. He has even invected my brother Mudavadi on the same. Everything is going to the president. Oh, it is not Raila. Oh, it is. Whom do you want to be? If the president have said, who are you to accuse? Why don't you do your own mathematics and arithmetic on how you can now win? The president has said no to him. Then he should allow the president to chart his own path. You know? So why is he becoming a tick in the same government and is accusing the driver of this country and the pillar of this country? So that is the only thing I'm saying. The chance of Azimio, not because I'm there, it is because of the thinking and the way they are formulated and the way they are looking at the country, that we want this country to be peaceful. That's number one. Number two is that we want the face of this country. It was through PPI, of which I believe PPI will come back. As Raila says, we are on half time. I believe PPI will sort out all these problems we are seeing, particularly leadership issues, because all the money will go back to the counties, 35%, and I've been talking to governors. They say 35% if it comes, then counties will be self-contained.
But don't you think BBI is too expensive for our budget? Because already we are funding so many county governments. Parliament is very expensive. Will the government survive? And we already have a lot of loans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to say, I've been also in the government. Even before the counties, we didn't know, and people even are shocked to date, the 15% that has changed every face of this country through the counties. People did not know government has that kind of money. Now that 15% have changed, and people did not know that there was that kind of money, I want to say, if you have the right governance, the right leader in the top, particularly the one who is going to fight corruption, and I know you are in the papers, you know what we are losing in this country is over 800 billion. And the president through corruption. Yes. And the president is on record every day is losing, only office of the president, 2 billion. So all this money, if you put together, you want to tell me as of now, the whole counties are taking not more than 400 billion. And you save another 800 billion that is being lost every year, then we are okay. So it is a matter of now putting priorities and closing where we are losing the money. All these states, you and me, we are in Kenya. All of this money, half of it did not go to the projects. It went to the pockets of the people. Through the watch of the same people that they are talking, and they want to lead this country. Raila Amolo Odinga is the right person to steer this country. In 5 years, this country will be talking of another story. Kibaki came in 2007 with 2002 with no money in the country. Moi did not enjoy the bilateral with our friends. There was no money which was being given to Moi. But when Kibaki came, he returned the loyalty of bilaterals, friends, bilaterals, and so on. He left this country with 7% growth. Right now, in a state, as much as we are still whatever, it is a matter of who is in that seat and what exactly is he wants this country to be. Otherwise, we have enough money in this country. Yes, and we have enough friends. They say, they look even others. They say, we want to support you with your programs. If Raila today wins this seat and becomes the president, and number one thing is to lock corruption and lock all the routes, Panya routes, where the money goes. With all those money and the international friends that are willing to whatever, they will support our programs. And this country in 2-3 years will be back into our feet. And all these loans will be paying without any problems.
We'll be paying all the loans, that is.
You cannot pay all the loans at the same time
Yeah.
because it has a tenor.
Yeah.
One has 10 and one has 15. But what I'm saying is we'll not strain. We'll be paying as per due. Yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kigen. We have learned a lot about the discussion, and we are very eager to find out what will happen. Thank you very much.
Come 9th.
Yes.
Of course, I'll be when you come here, I'll be the next MP.
Yes, and I hope we can do it again. Thanks
Yes.
a lot.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.